Hello everybody, and thank you for coming to Heather's Handcrafted Soaps. Today I want to talk to you about a natural product called a wool dryer ball. You may have seen these in the stores, or some of your friends may have them, but a wool dryer ball is a natural alternative to dryer sheets. Now, let me go through the process just to show you really quickly. Wool dryer balls are made from 100% wool roving. Now what this is one bat of wool roving that I got at the knitting store. But this is basically sheep's wool that has been harvested from the sheep, and it has been cleaned and carded, meaning that it has been kind of combed through to get all the excess stuff out. This is unbleached, undyed, natural sheep's wool, and it's so soft. So it comes, this one anyway, came in a bat like this. So what you do is you will roll it up into a ball like this, which is about 12 inches, and then once we wash it in hot water, it's going to shrink down into a tight little ball that you can actually use in your dryer, and that will help your clothes dry faster. It helps cut down on static cling. So I just wanted to show you how to very quickly make a wool dryer ball. So I'm going to put this one down and turn this down here where you guys can see. Okay, so this is the wool batting that I have not used yet. So we get a little bit closer there. Okay, so what I like to do is, I don't want to just squish it all up because I want it to stay. So I'm going to kind of, first of all, I'm going to try to unroll it as much as possible. And the cool thing about it is when it comes apart, you just stick it back on and it kind of, the fibers just work back together. That's why wool is so good for yarns, and also why you have to be careful when you wash garments that are made from 100% wool, because they will felt, and meaning they will shrink. So anyway, I just like to take mine and section it off just as if I were going to spin it into yarn. Basically, kind of like this. And I like to spread it out so that the same thickness is pretty much even throughout. And then you're going to roll it up just like you would if you had yarn and you were going to roll it into a ball. So you're just going to roll over and turn and roll and turn and keep rolling and turning, trying to keep a round shape. Now, of course, this is not the size I need, but this is how you get started. So I'm just going to continue with this, and then I'm going to show you what we do next. So as you can see, I've prepared additional wool, and now I'm going to finish rolling the ball for you. This is actually a lot of fun. It's kind of like playing with a stress ball. Now this is a felting needle. It actually has 3 separate needles in it. There you go, you can see those 3. And they're different than regular needles because they have little barbs on the side which help to make the wool stick to each other as you pass the needle back and forth through the felt. Now I use a felting needle to help get a head start on the felting process, and also to make sure that any of the little loose ends are attached firmly to the fibers underneath. That way we shouldn't have any loose pieces once we wash it in the hot water and agitate it and the felting action has started. Notice I'm being very careful with my finger placement as I'm doing the felting. That's because the felting needles can actually go all the way through this wool ball and through to the other side, and I don't want to stab myself with the felting needles or break them. So here we have our finished wool ball, and now I'm going to show you how we prepare them. Now, to me, this is the best use I've found for a real pair of pantyhose. Cut the legs off and use them to felt dryer balls. I guess you can tell pantyhose are not really my favorite things. So what we're going to do is to put the wool ball in the bottom of the pantyhose, and they're clean, by the way. Make sure that we make it a tight fit. There you go. Try to keep that ball shape. And then when we actually wash these in hot water and dry them, they will help maintain that round shape. So I'm just tying this off with a piece of cotton thread. There we go. Easy peasy. This part's a little monotonous, so I decided to speed it up for you. So here we go in fast motion. So as you can see, this process is quite easy. It's just very time consuming. So I'm going to finish the rest of the dryer balls, pop them in a hot washer and a dryer, and we'll come back and show you the results. So here we go. We're going to take a look at our first dryer ball. There's a little bit of wool material on the outside, and that's because it did felt through the nylon stocking. And as you can see, it's going to be a little difficult to pull it off because it has felted together and the pantyhose is kind of sticking to it. But just a little bit of pulling and tugging and it's going to come loose. And voila, you have a dryer ball. Now there are a few little pieces on the end that I need to trim off, and that's because they felted in between where we tied off the wool dryer balls. But otherwise, look, perfectly round, soft, squishy, absolutely lovely. And here I'm just going to cut off those little ends so that we have a perfectly round dryer ball. And here is your finished dryer ball, ready to be used with your laundry. We recommend at least 2 to 3 dryer balls for a medium load and maybe 4 for a large one. You can add essential oil or fragrance oil to help give fragrance if you like. Otherwise, these are unscented. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.